go into specific examples that you guys have that you would like to do. Like say your first job.
That was something where I wanted to try to see if we can use that copper or the copper wire thingy.
Right.
Yeah.
To just burn down and
Yeah, just try it and see if
sure.
it'll.
Yep, we could do that. Yeah.
And we can probably just extract from it. Or we can use whatever.
We could use this in the
Yeah.
machine. I mean,
As long as it goes.
yeah.
So, what materials can you cut into?
Anything that's electrically conductive.
So aluminum.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Aluminum burns very well because it's got a low melting point. It's
But it's not an option in the...
yeah. You would use
Steel.
steel settings.
You would
It's
use
just
steel
going to
settings.
overcut approximately 15% or thereabouts more than steel would.
Okay.
But you'd still treat it the same as far as picking up settings. One of the things though is in the programming part of it itself, like if I pick out any job, I didn't really go over these. We went over add, edit, set, start. If you wanted to take anything out of a program and put it in another program, you can do that by just I'm not good at this. You know, there is a way to do this better than I can do it.
That does remind me of a question I had earlier that I quickly forgot. On some of the touchscreen machines I've had in the past, there's a way to adjust them for your eye hand based on height.
Yeah. There is an
an
adjustment to this. I forget. I'll have to find that out for you. Like tomorrow, I'll find that out for you tomorrow. There is an adjustment on it, but like if I wanted to take those lines.
I know you wanted to take one more.
Yeah, right. And I wanted to maybe take these lines and put them somewhere else, either farther down in the program or on another program. I highlight them and I just hit copy. And at that point I could go into, maybe put them at the end down here and say paste. And it just pasted those erosions in, you know, basically, you know, it could be in the same job or again, it could be in another job. But that's what copy and paste. Now cut, same thing. I mean, you get rid of, I want to get rid of all of these. I am not good at this. I've seen guys that are very good at this, and I am not one of them.
Can we have an output like a mouse to control it?
Yeah, they used to have a mouse. They used to have a mouse right here,
Oh, okay.
and then they got rid of it, and they went to with the touchscreen. You know, I'm the mouse guy. I like mice, but got it.
All right.
I didn't just say cut, and it's still on the clipboard though. You know what I mean? I could still go in and put it somewhere else, but you know, that's what those cut, copy, and paste are for. It's for in a program. Adding. Now, here are all your choices again. We didn't go over these, but you could put these inside of a program. Like, remember we had these on the first page, on the setup page. They're all right there, but you can actually put them inside of a program. So if wherever you want them, maybe at the beginning, you could say add, and then do an outside center find, and it basically gives you the same page that you had on the first page, but you're doing it inside of a program. So you could say I want to do an outside center find, you put all the information in.
So good for production where you go in one piece after another.
Right. I mean, You're probably not going to do an outside center find, but you may do a just an edge find. Maybe you do an edge find in the Z to start off with. Before it even, fills up the tank with oil, you do an edge find in the Z. Maybe you do an outside center find, but you can put all those functions, edge find, inside center find, outside center find, or a corner find routine in a program. Like I said before, you could do single erosions, like we'll probably do with this, right? We're not going to write an automatic program for doing something like this. All we're concerned about is probably what were you doing with this? Just putting a hole in something, or yeah. So.
The tiniest.
Oh, in the middle. You wanted the middle of it.
Yeah, we wanted the piece.
I got you.
That's all I was asking about things floating away.
So we normally cut our sample into some thin slice. Then we
Yeah.
just do that so we get what is
Yes, okay, all right. Yeah, so we'd still just use one setting for that. We wouldn't go into an automatic program routine. So we'll probably use that function for this cut, just a one erosion function. You can do sub-programming. You can call one job from another job. So if you're doing a something repetitive over and over and over again, you could put that in a job by itself and then call that job. Maybe an edge find routine, I don't know, but one job can call another. In other words, if right at the end I say call job, maybe I call job 2. So this is job 1. So it's going to do everything in job 1, and then it's going to go down, and the last step is going to call job 2, and it's going to do whatever's in job 2. So one job can call another job. So that's called job. You could do a stop, and that's just going to pause the program for whatever reason. Maybe you want to look at something, after it's cut, before it moves on. Move to a work point. Something that we didn't go over, we'll go over now, is use a workpiece. So we're going to set up a job that's got 2 workpieces in the tank. And maybe on that workpiece, on each workpiece, we've got 2 burns. So that's what use workpiece will be for. Preset axes. If for some reason you want to move to a position and then say that's 0, 0, you can do that. Add, move. So this line will move to x.5, y0, right? And now at this point, for whatever reason, I want to call this 0 in the x. I want to reset my 0 right here. That's what preset axis is for. All right, so if I hit that, say that, I want to set x to 0. Preset axis X, and to see what it is, you got to hit edit. It's going to preset it to 0. Why would you want to do that? Off the top of my head, I know I've used this one time. I'm trying to think of what the heck I was doing. I don't remember. I know I've used it once, but anyways, if you want to do that, you could put a comment statement in at the beginning of a program or at the end. Say add comment, and then you could say job is for whatever. And so anytime you see the exclamation point, that's just a comment. It's just, I don't know, if for someone else running the program, if you want them to look at that line to see, to tell them what to do, or just a comment. Yeah. Right. So that's comment, an empty space, or go home if you want to have the machine go home.
Empty would be empty the oil.
No, empty, an empty line. For instance, you want to separate these two steps.